Um, Here in edits today, you're going to learn how to do a quick edit where you change the colors by individual pieces of fruit to non-realistic colors. We're also going to flip the white background to black. We're going to do this with Lightroom only. So we're starting with this picture right here. The end result will be that guy, okay? You can see that I cropped it and did some other edits. So I'm going to show you how. Let me go back to my original. Okay, so here's my original. Let me make a copy. So first thing I want to take a look at is profile. And I want to choose a profile that lightens everything up, makes the details pop. You're going to pick whichever one you like, but I want to keep things fairly bright. I'm going to go with Modern 5, jazz it up just a little bit because I really want all this vein detail in the fruit. All right, so I got that guy. Next thing is going to crop. And I think the composition is mostly around this main one. So we're going to go with square. So go 1 to 1. And then I'm going to pull this in and play around until I like where things land. It's not exactly the same as my first sample, but that looks good. So I've got 4 pieces of fruit. I'm going to change their colors one by one to non-realistic colors, but still make it look like a realistic edit. Things that also need to be done before I do the color shift. I want to pull up the exposure a little bit. The rinds, the edges of the oranges are a little bit dark. So I'm going to lift shadows. I'm going to lift blacks. I'm going to pop up the clarity because that really makes the detail in the sections. Pop up texture. Dehaze. This is all looking really good. Might go to the tone curve too and just change it. Let's see, what does a tone curve look like when I go to medium? Not bad. Strong. Medium. All right. So that's what I'm choosing. I could also move this tone curve myself if I want. Just lift those blacks a little bit more. All right, so I'm feeling pretty good about this. So now what I'd like to do is change the colors of the fruit. And after you do it once, it's super easy. So I go to Mask, Objects. And so I'm going to go after this biggest one first and just sort of paint on here so it turns red so the computer knows this is what I'm talking about. See how it does. And what I can do here is check that the red overlay, let me actually I'm going to change the color overlay. Thought I could change it. Cover overlay settings. I want to make sure that, because the red kind of blends in with the orange, so I'm changing to this green so I can really see it went all the way to the edge. So we're looking good. And now all I have to do is this. I'm going to slide down. Again, I'm going to go to the shadows so that it lifts up the edges of the orange so they're a little brighter. Lift up the blacks a little bit. Now, go down to the hue slider. And we haven't really played with this. All I have to do is slide it around and go until I get, there you go, Purple Out Friday. Boom. Purple orange slice. You can also go into temperature and tint and modify the color that way. The idea, though, is that as you're making changes, I want to keep the details visible. So I don't just want to change stuff. I want to pay attention. Like to here, it's losing details here. So I want to adjust color like that. Okay, looks good. So I've done the first one. Now I'm going to go after this lemon slice. So I'm going to add another mask. So I hit the plus sign. Same pattern, guys. Objects. And hit the edges. I kind of overdid it a little bit, but it should be okay with this nice white background. The color overlay is showing me I got this. So same thing. Lift up the shadows so they get a little bit brighter. Lift up the black so they get a little brighter. A little contrast here. And then hue adjustment. Now look at that. It only got the edges. It didn't get the... Oh, look at me. I totally missed it. If you look up here, it got the edges of the fruit pretty nicely, but it missed the middle. So I need to go here to this plus sign, switch to brush, paint. Paint, 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 dooby-doop. Okay. And now you can see that as I painted it in, it started to match that color that goes with the hue. So that's a fix. All right, so we're going to keep following this pattern. The saturation slider. Watch what happens if you crank it up too high. See how the colors get kind of cloudy? Watch out for that, okay? You don't want to lose detail because the saturation went up so high. So mostly I'm just playing with the hue slider. Clarity, too dark. Texture, nice. Dehaze, nice. All right, mask number 3, same thing. Object. Now this one might be a little trickier because these overlapped. So I'm going to have to paint more carefully. Fill this in. I overdid it in the white area, but I'm not too worried about that. Okay, we did good. Let's try maybe making this one, I don't know, blue. Shadows, blacks, contrast, and then purple. Oh, that's a real nice blue-violet. There we go. I can see those details real nicely. There we go. Blue-violet. Okay, last one. Oh, I'm going to have to add more to this mask because I missed in here. I missed. So every time it either overdoes it or underdoes it, you just go to the plus. So for me, I need to add more brush. Add more brush. Doop, 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 doop. And I can check my work by looking at the little thumbnail there. And turn off the green. Okay, so we have a red violet, a blue violet, kind of a blue green. Let's see if we can get this to go yellow green. Or just regular green, kind of a let's get ready for St. Patrick's Day green. Oh, look, you can see there's a little spot I missed right there. There we go. And then texture up, dehaze up. And there you have it. So you can now see, all the masks in this. So when you turn this in, you're going to screenshot your finished work. You're going to screenshot where you started. And I would like you to include a screenshot of your masks. I do not normally ask for this, but I would like the mask. And I would like your history. which mine's a little long, but that's okay. And there you go. Okay? All right, y'all, have fun with that. Ooh, I forgot the last step, didn't I? The last step is to make the background black. Easy. Close the masks. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to open the masks. I'm going to add a new mask. And I'm going to use Select Sky. There's no sky in this picture, but I'm going to use it because it's going to read, I'm hoping, the all white area as the sky. And let me change its mask color to like red so I can go back to seeing that really well. Let's see. Yeah, beautiful job. Okay, so now with the mask, I'm going to do this. Exposure all the way down. Whites all the way down. Blacks all the way down. See how this is like making a really nice contrasty black background? Highlights down. I think this version looks better with a black background than a white. That's just me. I think it's okay to leave this little area in the middle. All right, so that's where you would stop. The final step, make the background black. So in real life, this is what my screenshot would be. And this is what my mask screenshot would be. Okay, now you're set. Have a good time with it, y'all.